Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Bryant with Amusement Source, and we are back here at SeaWorld San Antonio. It's 1 week before Hallow-o-Scream starts, but we figure why not walk around, see what they have coming up, kind of show you guys around. We of course want to check out the Texas Stingray roller coaster now that we have an official name and an official layout. Construction's really coming along on that, and we're just really going to walk around the park, enjoy everything, show you guys whatever we find, and just have a good time. Let's go. This is actually the first time I've seen their animal-related costume characters, and I'm living for it. Look at that derpy shark. Look at him go. Just waddling away. He ain't gonna bite anybody. Couldn't visit SeaWorld without seeing our dolphin friends. Just hanging out, you know.
Little string. We're packing it. You're scared of it.
This is the tank with the nope sharks. Saw the derp shark earlier. This is the nope shark. As we walk in through the main entrance of the park, they've got all these pirate banners up, and there's more pirate stuff down this way. This is actually part of the daytime Spooktacular event that they do during their Halloween season, which is a more kid-friendly option. So plenty of kid-friendly things to do here. We'll try to kind of point out the things that are built up as we come, but you can see all the pirate theming over here, and they typically do have some pirate characters out here to take pictures with and things like that, so it's a fun time.
You are an involuntary breather. You have no idea how many breaths you've taken today, and if you do, I am extremely impressed. These animals do have to come to the surface to take a breath of air, but they often dive deep to forage for their food, which could be anything from squid, shrimp, and different kinds of fish. Of course, California Sea Lion calls the coast of California home, but also can be found as far north as Washington State and as far south as...
Have y'all ever looked at this hilarious carousel? Look at these horses. These horses are in it to win it. As you walk past the Sesame Street Bay of Play, you actually come up on another kid-friendly Halloween activity, which is a hay maze. Obviously it's closed right now, but we'll give you kind of an idea of what it looks like. So, I don't exactly know the details of this hay maze. I'm sure that there is more involved than just walking through here, but you can see it's just a fun kid activity. So here's kind of the second, we've barely walked into the park and you have your second kiddie thing to do, which is really nice. Finally able to kind of show you this pretzel place. You can see the pretzels hanging out in there, and you can see some more back in the back, but to give you an idea of what's in here, this was new for this season, and it's available on the dining deal that they have here. So you can pause that and take a look if you'd like. So after looking at it, I had to get one. This is the smoked sausage pretzel wrapped on a stick with the beer cheese. So the beer cheese is 99 cents. With the platinum discount, it ended up being about $8.64. And then my friend ended up getting the pizza version with the beer cheese. So this is actually a pretzel with cheese, pepperoni, and marinara sauce. And keep in mind, they are hand making all of this in the back, so it's very fresh. Right out here, outside the penguin encounter, is going to be a fall themed photo op. Very family friendly. You can see there's a happy little guy in there, and if you guys have a photo key, then whatever photos you take in here will be available for free. Also, that sausage wrapped pretzel was incredible. It was really good. And the cheese, it was like a real cheese, you know what I'm saying? So I know I didn't show you guys any more of it. I was very preoccupied in eating it. It's important to note as you walk towards Wave Breaker, you actually enter the more adult-themed Hallow-o-Scream event. Now, of course, this event doesn't start until later in the day, but as you come through here, you might notice that there are some more mature and intense props and things like that. So just keep that in mind if that's a sensitive thing for you. So right across from Wave Breaker is the first haunted house you'll run into, which is Unearthed Scarlet's Revenge. Now this is a returning house, and this is going to be your main entrance. The house is actually back this way, but I can tell you guys from experience, all the houses that we went through last year were really good, really fun stuff, and free. So far, all of the props and stuff we've run into have been pretty innocent. Now, obviously, we still have a week to go before this event starts, so there really could be anything that came out, but last year I really don't feel like it was a big issue. And as you come in around this way, you do run into your first territory, which is just a fancy name for a scare zone, and this is Shadow Street. And then bumped right up against Shadow Street, right here by Great White, is Carver's Cradle, which is another returning house. And the main entrance to that is just right here. So you kind of see the sign there. And yeah, it's definitely a house of dolls, but it was very interesting in a good way. Kind of see there's various kind of circus themed props all along here. So that's really what I would expect over in this area. So you might see some clown stuff at some point, but they also have this themed game, Mortimer's Coin Drop, and it's basically themed to the haunted house that's right next to it. So you can see the pricing there. I'm sure next weekend, once the event starts, you'll be able to play this and win a prize. Don't know if they'll have Halloween prizes. I guess we'll see. You can see a little bit more of an interesting prop situation out here. Nothing too crazy, just some dolls and such, but it's worth noting that it's out here. Goes all the way into the Great White entrance, which is interesting. So there is a ventriloquist kind of theme going on in this house, which, yeah, I don't know why his pants are falling off. He must have had a long night. As you walk across the turntable for Rio Loco, there's more of this kind of themed stuff that they have set up. But like I said, nothing really surprising or crazy. Nothing gory so far, which I think is probably the most touchy thing that you'll find at a Six Flags park, just out during the day. But we will keep on moving. We just rounded the corner, and here at Rio Grill Burgers, I wanted to point out a very important menu item, which is the fact that they have Impossible Burgers here now, which is made entirely from plants, and as you can see from the red dot, it is available on their dining plan. Right here outside the entrance to the Rio Loco Rapids ride is the Bloodthirsty Bar. They do have these pop-up bars in various locations for Hallow-o-Scream, and this is just one of the returning ones. As we continue towards Turtle Reef, you run into the Vampire Point territory, which is returning from previous seasons. Now, you can see this tunnel up here is themed with a bunch of hanging pieces, and there are vampires out, so be prepared for that. That doesn't happen until nighttime, of course. But they did have a python photo op over here where all this dirt is. I wonder if something like that is coming back. That was a really cool experience last year. So here's our first look at Texas Stingray, which is going to be a new for 2020 wooden roller coaster. These in-banked turns right here are crazy. I'll try to zoom in a little bit more. This thing's really coming along. It looks like they're really trying to get this open sooner rather than later, maybe at the top of their season. You can see some of the, probably the brake run and the station structure is already going in. We'll try to get some different angles of this as well as we move down the pathway. You can kind of see through the trees another one of these crazy banked turns. More of a station structure. You can see the floor is actually in, and then of course the lift hill goes up this way. So this is really far along. They don't have the initial first strip built yet, but try to zoom out and you can see that really a lot of this ride has been built up pretty good so far. We will show you more of Texas Stingray in a minute, but we just wanted to point out here's the entrance to the park's brand new haunted house this year, Milton Creek Manor. And this is actually an indoor house. They did build a permanent structure for it. So very cool to see a brand new haunted house coming, especially with the quality of houses they had last year. And it's just down this way, right here, entrance, right butted up next to the brand new Texas Stingray roller coaster. So you actually get a really good view of this. But how about I show you guys a really good view? Look at this. Look at these turns. They're crazy. I don't know if it comes through on the video. It's going to be a very fun ride. And of course, if you go through the haunted house, you're going to get a great view. So you can see more of the station area construction over there as well. So they are wasting no time. And after seeing the POV, the animated POV, looks great. You can see they still got to build the first drop though. Here's an interesting sign that we found. If you recycle your bottles in these bins here that have the SeaWorld Christmas Celebration logo on them, they actually go towards decorations for the Christmas event. So very awesome. Very nice to see that they're doing this. Make sure you guys put your plastic bottles in here. As we walk past Orca Stadium, another pop-up bar right here, the Z Bar. This is also returning. And plenty of ways to get your drink on out here at SeaWorld. And as we go down this way, you actually run into another territory, Zombie Zone. And this is kind of up this way. You can kind of see the bottles and everything. What am I saying? These barrels. Barrels with nasties coming out. Look at that nasty.
Romero Corporation.
That's right. Stupid Romero Corporation. And I'm actually just going to keep filming because there are two pretty important attractions back here. They actually have a van here on the left. And it's some kind of themed containment unit van. And if you watched our video from last year, they'll actually open up the back and they'll have a controlled puppet. There's going to be someone sitting in there listening to you. The puppet will interact with you and respond, and it's a very funny puppet. And then of course, as you turn this way, you end up at the entrance of Zombie Horde. This is right next to the Smokehouse Grill restaurant. And all I can say is this was definitely my favorite house here last year. Very intense. Tons of scare actors, and if you have some extra money, I would recommend buying an upgraded pass because there are exclusive pathways, and it made a big difference in this house last year. So as you walked past the flamingos, you run into your next Hallow-Scream territory, which is Ripper Row. And it does start down here. You can kind of see we have a vegetable cart, and there are a few other things. And I'll be pretty honest, when we came last year, we didn't spend too much time in this scare zone. But they definitely have really cool themed pieces that lead all the way out this way towards Journey to Atlantis. We'll just keep walking. Of course, tons of special lighting effects look like they're set up, ready to go. Looks like there will be tons of really good lighting out here. And of course, here at the Nautilus Amphitheater, you have the return of Monster Stomp. So, no show times yet, but I'm sure you'll be able to find those on their website when they are available, probably later this week. And then of course, another temporary bar here, right in the middle of the scare zone. So as you walk past Journey to Atlantis, you'll see these two pillars. So this actually leads you back out of the quote-unquote Hallow-Scream area, back into the all-the-time family-friendly area at SeaWorld. So I feel like that's one really important thing to point out. There are ways to avoid the scary areas here all night long. Not so much at Six Flags, but here they really try to cater to the whole family. So you're not really on a time limit. Now, obviously you're limited on what rides you can go to, but the kiddie area, the areas where your kids would probably be, are not going to be filled with anything scary, which is great. We are going to try to ride one ride today before we head out, and that is Steel Eel. I also wanted to point out that right here by Steel Eel is a pumpkin patch picnic. They don't have any details out in the park right now. They probably have details online. SeaWorld's pretty good about that. but it looks like there is a special fall-themed picnic that you can take part in back there. And, you know, the food at this park is very spot on, so I'm sure it is definitely worth the extra price. We were going over to Steel Eel. Unfortunately, it's down for some technical difficulties. So we actually pulled the pumpkin patch picnic stuff up. So basically what happens is kids get to pick their own pumpkin from the pumpkin patch. They get to paint it and decorate it. And then there's an all-you-can-eat chef-prepared buffet, which includes sliced barbecue beef sandwiches, barbecue chicken, hot dogs, smoked sausage with onions and peppers, chilled potato salad, 3-bean salad, broccoli and cheese casserole, assorted cookies, and Coca-Cola products. That is wild. The adult price is $21.99. The child price is $16.99. And I would bet you probably get a discount on it, but I can't confirm that. Let me see if I can confirm that real quick. So we did go ahead and log into the pass portal. We do have the Platinum Pass, so it looks like adults are $20.89 and children are $16.14. So that's, you know, a really good deal for what you're getting. So we actually just left the main park and we're going to go into Aquatica. Before you enter Aquatica, they do have a gift shop and they have a self-service and guest services area for ticketing. And even though they do close this weekend, I've actually never been in here, so we're gonna take a quick tour. And then if you guys are coming back later, you can, you know, plan accordingly next year. This is just some pricing. This might change next year, might not, but you are more than welcome to pause and take a look. So they actually have a slide that goes through the Stingray exhibit. Look at this. How cool. Stingrays are swimming over you. That might be one of the coolest things ever, honestly. Very immersive. And of course you can stand out on top and take a look at the stingrays. People are just floating by, looking at the sea life there. Really cool. And right on the opposite end of this slide is the Zippy Zappity kind of splash ground slash kiddie slide slash play pool area. Very functional. And there's even one kind of up on the top there, so lots of kiddie area right as you come in. We're gonna keep going this way, of course. Maybe give you guys a better look at the slide that goes through the Stingray exhibit. Let's see if we have anyone coming through. It's moving pretty good. Get a good splash right here at the bottom. And of course, you're not avoiding that waterfall. This is Walkabout Waters, which is a big old multi-purpose play structure. And this bucket, it's about to tip. Oh geez. Wetness all around for everyone. Very fun. And here's a look at their racing slides. They're about to dump out. Here they come. These are always a good time. I haven't been on a racing slide yet that isn't just so fun. Looks like they're having a good time as well. This slide right here is Holloway. You just saw them go up that half pipe back there. And then they're gonna come crashing in to the splash out here. And someone told me on good authority that this is the best slide in the park. So keep that in mind if you're planning on coming out next season. Alright, we've got a closer look at Holloway. You can actually see the raft coming through. You see how tight these turns are though? And of course it's got a pretty steep drop out of there. So they're coming on down. Oh man. There they go. Whee! Looks like fun. Do not stop. Here we have Tassies Twisters and Hooroo Run. They aren't open today, but they definitely look like fun slides. They are, you know, your kind of toilet bowl slides, so we're gonna have to definitely come back next year. It's the wave pool countdown. Oh, there it goes. It's wave time, my friends. Wave time at the wave pool. Oh. Looks like about every 4 minutes they have some kind of wave cycle, which is nice. Just, oh my gosh. There goes the flip-flops. and the water shoes. Alright, so one cool thing here at the lockers at Aquatica is that you can see the sizes before you purchase, and you can see the pricing very clearly there. So it's very nice. If you have a bag, you just slide it in, see where it fits, and you don't end up, you know, buying a $20 locker when you only needed a $15 locker. Just a nice concept that other places could definitely catch on to. Here's the main entrance to the slides they actually built this year. And we've actually shown you quite a bit of that stuff because you can see them from the main entrance of the park. But these are the drop slides. And you know what I like to call those things. Big old bunch of nope. Here's a quick look at their lazy river, which has a lot of really cool stuff in it. There's lots of sprays and waterfalls, and it's moving at a pretty good pace too. Here's an alternate angle of the Breakaway Falls Tower of Nope, and as you can see, tallest drop slide in Texas. Here are Kiwi, Curl, and Woohoo Falls. They're just, there they are. Look like pretty decent slides, right? Want to know in the comments below who's been to Aquatica and what are your favorite slides in this park, because I'm gonna have to plan my visit next year. Here's another fun feature of the lazy river: getting destroyed by water cannons. But really not a bad thing, because that's why you're here, right? To get wet. It's also worth pointing out the shaded areas and trees everywhere, and of course you're seeing some of the cabanas here. Whenever we come and actually experience the park, I'll get more into that type of stuff, but they have a very healthy amount of cabanas in this park for sure. One other important thing to point out is the fact that if you do come for Hallow-o-Scream, they do have a camp setup where you can take your kids, and it's basically like a night full of activities. It's for kids ages 5 to 13, 7 to 10 p.m. Includes fun and educational activities, games, snacks, and more. And it is $30. So if you don't want to take your kids through the scary stuff, but you want to do the scary stuff, you have a pretty affordable option to go enjoy yourself, and then your kids can also enjoy themselves, learn some things, do some fun activities. Alright folks, that's going to do it for this trip to SeaWorld San Antonio. Very quick trip, but we just wanted to show you guys all of the activities coming over the next month or so, and of course the Texas Stingray construction. It was also great to get the tour of Aquatica. I definitely plan on being back out here for Hallow-o-Scream, so be on the lookout for that video. It will be kind of later in the Halloween season, but definitely plan on coming out. If you guys have any questions about SeaWorld, any comments, recommendations, please leave it in the comments below. We thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you at a theme park.